I kind of came into the race with a bit of a break from racing actually, because the first part of the season had been really busy and I kind of just needed a break in the training block. So I didn't really know how I was going to be going, and it was a really successful week.
Well, you obviously started off really well winning the prologue. Did you expect to win the prologue? Did you have any ambitions to win that, or was it purely by surprise?
I knew it was going to be good because it was like it suited me well, and on the time trial bike and stuff I've been working a lot. But I never really expected to win, especially with the guys that were there. So crossed the line and saw my time, and had a little bit of time to wait in the hot seat, and yeah, it was really a bit of a surprise to be honest, yeah, but really satisfying at the same time.
How do you go about your fueling for a time trial type stage? When do you start to think about it?
I think one thing with the time trial days is you only do a 5-minute race, or however long the time trial. That was 5 minutes that day, but you're almost out and about for the whole day. You know, you go and do the course recon in the morning, and it is important to actually fuel quite a lot more than you might think for a 5-minute effort, and then make sure your sugar's high and you're ready to go for the race. It feels longer than a 4 or 5 hour road day could be, you know, when you think about all day, and especially this prologue in Romandie, the corners were quite a key part of the course, and trying to nail those and really imagine each corner as you're about to hit them at full speed.
Yeah. And what types of things do you like to eat on a time trial day, like for breakfast or the pre-race meal, as an example?
Maybe an omelette with plain pasta or something, or maybe some parmesan and olive oil and salt. So no actual sauce or anything. So it's quite plain and easy on the stomach. And then you almost start looking at that's around the time you do your recons, or start taking stuff like caffeine and the bicarb we take for short efforts like that as well. And there's a lot of stress in the stomach.
Yeah, so nice and light really, and functional foods if you like. Yeah,
trying to keep it simple, and the last thing you want is stomach distress as you're trying to do a warm up or think about the course.
Yeah. Now talk us through the nutritional strategy for that type of stage, because of course that's a more traditional road cycling stage. So what does it look like from the morning time right through to crossing the finish line? It finished in the sprint this stage, but it was actually quite a hard day. Yeah. It's quite important, the fueling all day, you know, and it's rolling, and there's a couple of shorter climbs just before the finish where we also plan to go quite hard. So it's not like some easy sprint days you roll along and you can really cruise along in the bunch and you don't have to fuel too much. But no, it was a good breakfast on the kitchen truck with our chefs. Yeah. Quite lucky to have that, and then high fueling all day really on the bike. Yeah. I usually start with porridge and fruit, and then have an omelette with bread or toast or something, or pancakes even after that. So if I start with like our 40 drink and consume solids in the first couple of hours, and then usually the Soignettes are made rice cakes or paninis or something like that, and then switch to more gels and stronger energy drinks at times. Yeah. Maybe some caffeine an hour or so before the finish. So we're always advising riders to have X amount of grams of carbohydrate as an example. Can you remember how many grams fuel the ride like that? My guess would be 80 to 100 in the final stages. Those super high days then, Well, there's not many, personally I think anyway, there's not many easy races anymore. Yeah. There's a couple of sprint days where it's guaranteed sprint, but the breakaways are going so fast these days, the bunch has to ride quite hard to catch them, and you're just always working hard. And you want to hit the finish as fresh as possible, so you keep topped up. I've not done many easy races, so you always want to be ready for to put out your best effort when it comes to it. Yeah. And have you any specific or favourite science and sport products that you use to fuel those days? The 40 drink is quite neutral and easy to drink, I think. Yeah. And stay on top of hydration. The jellies are a nice new touch if you're getting sick of everything else. And they're good to swap with other teams. Yeah, they're good to swap with other teams who quite like them as well. So we often talk about the importance of fueling, and perhaps what's overlooked is recovery. Yeah. But actually recovery can be the difference between winning and losing as well. Do you have any reflections on the role of recovery in supporting your stage race performances? Your most important meal is even after training days, is your lunch and stuff to be. Well, we always do a high carb lunch pretty much every day in my training, and really maximise recovery and maximise what you've done in the training. If you miss that first little window and you get a bit hungry, you never really, I'm hungry for the next day really. So. Yeah. And looking forward to 2023, any particular goals or ambitions for the season? Kind of got
rough idea, and I think I'm on the long list for the tour again, which would be amazing if we could start there. And then the Worlds are in Glasgow, road and track, so that'd be amazing. I think that'd be a good turnout for that.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.